Welcome back to my keto cooking channel, where we're gonna try a recipe for the first time and hope I don't screw it up. As a disclaimer, I should let you guys know I don't know how to cook, so I still encourage you guys to try all these recipes on your own. I am not an expert whatsoever, so please do it right, because as you can see, I'm gonna mess up so many times. On today's episode, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try out 3 different keto candy recipes to find out which one is the one that tastes best out of all of them. So if you want to find out, just keep on watching. Also, please don't forget to pat that subscribe button if you love to see more videos like this. I really do enjoy finding different ways of eating keto. So for the shortbread portion of the recipe, I followed one that was different from what EP8 posted on her recipe blog. What I did was use another person's shortbread, and I only did that because she posted on her recipe sorbitol, and I didn't want to go buy sorbitol, so I'm like, I'm just gonna find a recipe that only has erythritol. So I went to Sugar-Free Londoners recipe, and it only had erythritol, which was pretty much easy to make, and it ended up tasting like shortbread cookie. But I went back to go check why I didn't use TPH's recipe from the beginning. I saw that it was because I could have opted for more erythritol, but it would have changed the texture of the cookie and making it more crumbly, which made sense because this shortbread cookie recipe was like super crumbly. Like I had to go freeze it to make it a little bit harder. And for the caramel, where I messed up was that after I poured the vanilla, I continued cooking it afterwards, and what I ended up ultimately doing is burning the vanilla. So when I actually made the batch, it was like super bitter, so I had to go ahead and remake a second batch just so I can give it a good attempt at like making a decent tasting Twix. But yeah, after I got the right consistency and I got the color I was looking for, I just put the vanilla and then I froze it. And yes, I would rate this recipe a 1 for sure, because it was definitely hard to make. It was way too many parts, yeah, it's just really hard, so I would rate it a 1. Okay, so for the peanut butter cup, I would definitely rate it a 5, because it was like super easy to actually make. Like all I had to do was assemble it by melting the chocolate first, and then like putting the peanut butter, and then melting the chocolate. I didn't know how to melt the chocolate originally, but I had seen a lot of people on like YouTube where they're like just posting a bowl on top of like a saucepan. So then I used that method to melt it, and then I added more butter just so I can make it creamier. I ended up finding out that you're supposed to add oil so it could be more liquidy, but you know, you learn that. I learned that later on. I would rate it a 5 because it was like super easy to make. The melting of the chocolate thing was really hard to understand at first. I thought it was going to be really hard to put the actual chocolate inside the cupcake liners, but I was like overthinking it, and it was supposed to be only like just the, it was supposed to be a tablespoon, so I didn't have to like do what I was doing, and all I had to do was just like scoop. So this recipe was kind of hard and not hard. It was hard because I did this without looking at the video, and I didn't know there was a video. And had I seen that there was a video, I would have seen that, one, you're not supposed to actually cook everything inside the actual pot, or else it's gonna harden up like so. But what you're supposed to do is get the sugar and then put it into the fluff like I'm doing so here, and then mix everything together, and then you get that like Snicker look, I guess. So in my attempt at trying to make keto candy, I messed up about 2 or 3 times. One with the caramel. Second, I messed up with Snickers nougat mixture, where I made it like overly dry. And then third, I want to say that I did mess up on the chocolate, just because for some reason I didn't melt the chocolate right. I didn't look up proper chocolate melting recipes. By the way, I also found out why it was really hard to make keto chocolates was because there's a method to covering it in chocolate. You can't just put it everywhere like I'm doing right here. You actually have to put it uniformly all over, I guess. Make it smooth so that it's all covered and not just random parts of it. So that's why my husband had to help me with actually doing it right so it could actually have a decent shot of looking like a Snickers bar or a Twix bar. So right now we're gonna eat the Reese's peanut butter cup, right? We're gonna eat this one, the Reese's peanut butter.
Oh, okay, so the one that's shaped like a Reese's peanut. No wonder you're making cupcakes.
So we're gonna rate it on two things. We're gonna rate it on whether it's tasty and if it tastes like a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Okay.
Okay. So.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So what do you think? Does it taste like, okay, so on a scale of 1 to 5, do you think it tastes like a Reese's peanut butter cup?
I'd give it a solid 4.5.
Okay, so it tastes kind of like a Reese's.
It does.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think it's like a 3. I think it's just because it's so dark.
It's like a dark chocolate Reese's peanut butter cup because I did feel a little bit of the bitterness.
Mm-hmm.
And it hits you right away.
I think because the peanut butter is very low in carb, it doesn't taste as sweet. So I'm like, oh, it doesn't taste really sweet. It tastes like a healthy peanut butter cup.
I like it. No.
So tastiness, you say 4 to 5.
Yeah.
4.5. 4.5.
4.5.
And how close do you think it tastes to a Reese's peanut butter cup? If you were put it on a Reese's peanut butter, what Reese's peanut butter cup tastes like. Okay. How close does this taste? I would say it's a 1.
I would say a 3.
Okay, so it's
I like Reese's peanut butter cups, and I like them because they're super duper flavorful. You bite into it, you get that burst of peanut butter. This one, you get that burst of peanut butter.
But it's a healthy peanut butter.
It is. I like it a lot.
Okay,
I like it a lot.
We're gonna try the Snickers, and so this one doesn't have the nougat, so it's just the caramel layer with the peanut and then the chocolate coating. So don't expect that fluffiness from a nougat because I didn't put one in there.
Okay.
But so try it. So that's gonna be
the nutty one,
the one with the peanuts.
The nutty peanut one. Okay.
Yeah, it's that one.
Okay.
I like this one better.
Thoughts?
I like this one better. This one has that peanutty, but caramel, but chocolatey. I didn't really like the Reese's peanut butter one because it's too chocolate and a little bit of peanut butter. This one has a nice nutty flavor to it.
I had a Snickers, so I've kind of been
carbs.
Yeah, but it was half of a Snicker bar, and it seemed almost like I orgasmed when I ate it. So no, I'm not even kidding. But when I had this, it was not the same. It was not the same. It was definitely.
So it was underwhelming.
It was. Oh my god! I was ready for it.
Oh my god!
I just recently had a Snickers bar. A week ago.
Okay.
And
So
a couple of
I
days.
haven't had one in a while.
Oh my god!
But this tastes really good. I this is a copycat for me. Okay.
I was so sad.
So how close? So if you were to rate it to how close to a Snickers bar it was, what would you rate it? 1 being
one.
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 How dare you?
One.
I love it. I call it a 4.5.
I am so sorry.
Oh my god. Okay.
That was definitely not orgasmic.
Okay.
It was good. Okay, if I wanted chocolate and I wanted some nuts and stuff like that, perfect. It was very soft. I remember a Snickers bar being hard, rock hard, dark, chocolatey.
Okay. And then how, if you were rated tastiness, not how close it tastes to a Snickers bar. If you had it on its own, not knowing it was supposed to be a Snickers copycat, what would you rate it? Like 1 to 5. Like just on its own.
Taste.
Like,
taste.
Like, would you rate it like, oh, this is a very tasty treat, or this is like, I would never eat this again.
I wouldn't eat this. Like
you
like
would want
a 2.
Don't?
A 2. 2. What's yours? Again?
I would say a 5. Like, I would eat this again. Like, I would make this again. Leave me alone.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're gonna eat the Twix. And this one was like the hardest out of all of them because it had to like, you had to do the shortbread cookie, you had to do the caramel, you had to do the chocolate. So it was like a 3-part to taste like a Twix. So
I have high expectations for this one because I saw how long you took to make this one.
It was a long time. Okay, but bite into it. Like, would you say it's worth it? Oh.
Yes.
Like, guess what?
That was bomb. It
So,
tasted like a Twix.
really?
Mm-hmm.
It tastes like a healthy Twix. Like, I will admit, it tastes like a healthy Twix. So as
When was the last time you had a Twix?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I don't know. It tastes unhealthy to me.
Okay. It's because of the caramel. I messed up on the caramel twice. So I had to rework it so I could actually have a decent tasting Twix. Because remember you tried it was super bitter?
Yeah.
So I had to remake it
I
again.
remember tasting the shortbread, but it wasn't that
Sweet.
appetizing. Like, it's like, it's like a little like hard bread, but now that the chocolate's on it, it gives it like, it pairs so nicely.
Okay. So
I'm finishing it.
would you say, what would you rate it as far as like how close does it taste to a Twix?
5.
So it tasted as close to
Like
4.9
4.9.
for how tasty it
4.9.
was. And then what about
No, how much it tastes like a Twix.
oh that was how close it tasted.
Yeah, no.
And then how tasty. Like if you didn't know it was supposed to be a Twix copycat, like what would you rate it? Like
5.
5?
That was the best, and I don't even like Twix. That's the funny part.
I did a video where I did a bunch of pancakes. I don't really like pancakes.
Really? I don't even like Twix, so that was
that was really good?
So good.
So
That's the only one I finished.
this is gonna be our final thought. So out of everything we just tried, if you had to rank them, like what would you say was the best tasting one and which one was the lowest one and which one was the middle?
Twix is number 1.
Okay.
Reese's Pieces is number 2.
Oh, Snickers was
Number 2. That one was up there. I liked it. I'm gonna finish yours too. Okay, you finish it, but
Okay.
I'll finish it. And then Snickers.
So number 1 is gonna be the Twix. Okay. So
yeah, it was good. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
That's it. So the winner, according to my sister, is a Twix, but in my opinion, the winner is the Snickers because I love how it tasted, and I felt that it was actually worth putting in the effort that I did. But let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. Tell me if you've tried this recipe. Which one do you think you would want to try? And that's it. And just make sure to subscribe.